Yes, sir. Another episode. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You know, first and foremost, you know, man, we get right to the money part.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Shout out to the sponsors. I mean, Yo How Helping Hands. Man, one of the top spots, you know what I mean? When it all started, Flex Fitness, you know what I'm talking about? You can't forget about, not the muscles, bro.
Gotta go muscle.
Not the muscle he has. You already know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we Yo How Helping Hands, Flex Fitness, and that wash bar, man. Down there at that West Philly, wash some clothes. You know what I'm saying? And you already know, Self-Preparatory Academy for them babies, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know what, though? What I really need y'all to do, I need y'all to like and subscribe to the podcast, man. We need to get our subscribers up, man.
YouTube channel.
Like, yeah, the YouTube
Cost
channel.
nothing, man.
It don't cost nothing, man. Table of consequence. Like on some real stuff, man. I mean, our numbers should be, you know what I'm saying, Jay? I mean, yeah.
Because the feedback is tsunami.
You know what I'm saying? All you got to do is hit the button.
That's it.
It's a free job. If you don't know what to do, just stop by Flex Fitness. We'll hit the button for you.
Oh, ain't no
you know what I'm
doubt.
saying? Easy work. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, just share. You know what I'm saying? Share, you know. It's easy
People
to
been
repost.
sharing, though. That's one thing for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But we talking like and subscribe. That's a whole different animal.
But they need to know.
All you gotta do
Sharing is
just
caring.
Hit the button. That's it, man.
Yeah, I'm
People
talking
been sharing.
Yeah, sharing is definitely caring. I
Definitely
appreciate
getting
it.
the feedback.
I appreciate all the feedback, all the sharing. You know what I'm saying? What it look like, bro?
Oh man, look like pain.
You look nice too, bro.
Thanks, man.
You give it to him. You know what I'm talking about?
You know, that's been me, man. Since
No, this shit, you've been doing this shit a long time, bro. I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? It ain't like you just started this shit, bro.
Knee high to a grasshopper. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the compliment too, bro. You
Yes,
look
sir.
nice as well.
I appreciate
in your
that.
lane. Looking
Yeah, I'm
good.
definitely in my lane.
No, ain't no doubt. Yep, I like the shotties.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, yep. That's showing a little versatility. I like them. They hot too, though. I ain't gonna ask you what kind he is. I'm a mom.
Yeah, I don't really care about the kind. They a kind, but I don't care about the kind.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah. I knew you was gonna say that.
They right up your alley.
I wasn't gonna set me up. Yeah. But yes, the time I pay homage to my sons, man, and my nephew. You know, I like they say their names. They keep their names in lights. You know, so that's not only me, they loved ones, and those folks that's out there that knew who they was can never forget who they was when they was here. And if they want to pray for them, you know what I mean, while they in the grave, they can do that. You know, I'm going to mention them by their name. So all the way to my far right, I got my son, Gerald Stewart, who was murdered in Philadelphia at the age of 23. And right next to him, I got my nephew, Omar Vasquez, who passed away from a car accident at the age of 18. And right next to him, I got my twin, Mukman Jenkins, who died in Philadelphia as well at the age of 18 from gun violence. And then right next to him, I got my son, Montrell Stewart, who died in Philadelphia from the result of gun violence at the age of 26. Table of consequence. Actually, you know, from so many current affairs that we've been through, made us, you know, come together and create this platform from your vision. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to acknowledge you today, you know, and give you flowers, man, because a lot of folks, you know, don't be giving their flowers out until a lot of people be in the grave. So today is the day I wanted to give you your flowers, man. And I appreciate you because this is a hell of a platform. I feel like we touching people in a way that's getting people to, you know, take a look at what they got going on in their daily lives and activities and what choices they making, because with every choice is a consequence. You know
For sure. For sure. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro, and I appreciate you being my co-host. You know what I'm saying? You was, you know what I mean? You was, you know what I mean? I can't see it no other way, bro. You know what I mean? I appreciate you being my co-host, bro. I ain't even gonna go into the long drawn out shit. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
This shit, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie. You know, we've been feeding off each other, you know what I mean, since, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you already know. But when you was just saying, talking about the babies, man, you know what I mean, the young men, and I was just sitting here thinking, like, damn, like, outside of even yet and still, you know, nephew, you know, he you know, his story is his story, but I was so much thinking about the sons, right, in respect to like for each one, what was you doing and where was you at and what was you doing? Like for each child.
You know what's
what I'm
so
saying?
crazy? Like for me it's like, crossing off all the dots, you know what I mean, and all the check box in regards to being a father. Like I feel like I was, the advisor, the protector, the motivator. I felt like I was the influencer. Like I feel like I was everything that, and I be having to, go over these things with myself because sometimes I put myself in that equation of blaming me.
Right.
You know what I mean? And ultimately they chose their own faith on how they wanted to rock and roll. With a bunch of warning signs, don't do this, don't do that. You know what I mean? No, you should be moving this way, not that way. And ultimately, they chose to do what they wanted to do. And I had to reflect on, at the age, when I started making decisions that was causing consequences that I had to stand as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because, when you do certain things, you know what you signed up for. And I had those conversations with these young men, and from the rip, they was like, I know what I got going on, Pop. Like, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And I had to reiterate those conversations in my mind. When Gerald got killed, I was just talking to him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, when you doing certain things, consequences come with it. I don't know how you rocking and rolling, how you moving. No, Pop, I'm straight. I'm moving how I move, and we can't see the foreseen. We can't see the future.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody don't know the unseen. So obviously they didn't know they was gonna get put down. You know what I mean? And they was moving how they was moving. And I'm not sitting here on the podcast like, no, they was like, angels. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not sitting here saying they deserve to get killed.
Right.
But they was, saying that damn they grown. You know what I'm saying? And although they still my babies, you know what I'm saying? And ultimately, as a reflection of even still family members, you know what I'm saying? I got a nephew who just got locked up. We have a nephew who just got locked up, and you're the proper uncle. I know I'm the proper uncle. We know we're giving him the best advice, but the path that young adults choose normally be the influences that's around them. You know what I mean? And we can't really, it's like the environment is important. So it's so saturated from what like the areas like we came up in. It's like if you want to, it's a blessing. It's like damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's like you gotta really pray on it. And that's how I look at it. Like for your child to get skipped from that epidemic that's going on out there, that's called murder, that's called drill music, that's called all the things that they're titling it to be right now, that's ending up in result of homicide. You gotta pray on it. You know what I mean? Because ultimately all it takes is them to get amongst a group of friends and one bad behavior becomes, something that's addictive. And then that addiction turns into something else and only gets worse as time go by. And lo and behold, this can be the end result. So, you know what I mean? I be beating myself up a lot about it, but I know where I was at. I was an active father, you know what I'm saying? And, being there for him, like I felt like I was there 100,000%. You know what I mean? Always even, like taking on, certain things that they left behind, children, stuff like that. I feel like I'm still there. You know what I mean? Obviously everything that came with it, bruh. Like even when they passed away, they still had to, get put in the graves, all that stuff. You know what I mean? I had to wash their bodies. You know what I'm saying? Like prep them, you know what I mean? Just go see their Lord. All that was heavy, but that's all that comes with being a father, no matter how it go. So if that, you know what I mean, can get, get the question.
Let me ask you this. Was you like Gerald passed away first, right?
Yeah, y'all.
Yeah. And you was in the crib?
Yeah, when I was
when you got the call.
Yeah, I got the call, y'all.
Yeah.
I was in the crib. And when I got the call, it was just he got shot.
Right.
So when I got to the hospital, they answered for the parents like right away. So when we go upstairs, you know, they got him like opened up. You know what I'm saying? And he in real bad shape. And one of the things I can tell you is he was when he was in that joint rumbling, and I get it. Like obviously he rumbling for his life, but I feel like he was trying to make it through for his mom. You know what I mean? And like I'm talking about cut open. And I reached down, grabbed his hand. He grabbed my hand, bruh.
Dang.
And I was like, dang, keep fighting, you know what I mean? And he you know, he was trying, bro. But you know what I mean, ultimately Allah, you know, is the best of planners, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dang.
And the dad and you know, the father, you know, going to the story, it brought a dark cloud over the family.
Right.
Because I don't know about the viewers, when you experience death, it trickles down. You know what I'm saying? It trickles up and down inside your family. You know, you got brothers and sisters who they been with since day one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And those relationships be tarnished forever.
Right.
And then it's like trying to get, for a man and a you know, a father, you got to try to be there for your family, get everybody back together, because life got to keep going forward. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, some of us grieve different, and it takes us off a path of, you know, still having to provide, you know, because he got brothers.
Still got to show up.
They got to still show up. You know what I mean? Got a mom got to make sure his younger siblings still, you know, because life got to, like I said, got to go on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. And while she's dealing with one child, with one young man, she still got to make sure the babies get to school, stuff like that. Make sure the babies eat.
For sure.
All that. Make sure, you know.
You got to still make sure you eating.
Yeah, you still got to make sure you right.
Because she wasn't right.
Right.
You know, Crystal wasn't right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she's still not, you know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's 3 sons.
It's a fight.
She got 3 sons that got murdered.
Right.
It's hard. And all of them had a you know, space in her heart. Like,
right.
she had it, you know what I mean? Had it bad. She got it bad for her sons.
Right.
Like, she just that type of mom that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, up until they was able to leave the bed when they was born, she was the type of mom to have her sons in bed with her, you know what I'm saying? Like, making sure they, you know, comfort, you know what I mean? Always being there for her sons. Like, she was just an incredible mom, so.
Right.
You know what I mean? The experience that, you know what I mean, not once, but 3 times is, like, devastating.
Like, where was you at when Mont got, you got
so
the, like,
crazy.
you got the
I
call?
was just in the crib.
Like,
I was in the house with him. And at the time, it was a lot going on. So I'm like, yo, you know what I mean? Like, if you going outside, you know, you need to be, you know what I mean, situated. Right. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I'm speaking from a defense standpoint because I feel like, damn, I can't lose another one. And I hear what's going on, even though I'm not, like, my transformation is happening at that very moment on what I'm doing now, today. And I'm hearing what's going on, and he like, no, Pop, I'm straight. You know what I mean? And crazy thing about it is, he was like far gone, like in regards to like his mind, you know what I mean? Protecting himself, stuff like that. And it was like, no, I'm cool. I'm situated. I'm like, oh, all right, cool then. Be careful. You know what I'm saying? And I left like 10 minutes after I left, bro. My daughter started calling me. I'm like, what you mean they're calling me for? And she said, like, I mean, they called me, then Rabika called me, my other daughter. They tell me, yeah, Ma just got shot. I'm like, nah, I just left him in front of the house. Like, it was embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in a neighborhood where I, like, was fair to my people. Like, I ain't really run over on, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though my reputation was crazy, but for the most part, it wasn't towards, like, and the neighborhood I grew up in, I can fairly say that I got good relationships with people down there.
Right.
And it was embarrassing, you know what I'm saying? Like, for him to get killed right in front of my house. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, although, you know, whatever he was involved in, like, I felt like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was just an embarrassing moment for our family. You know what I'm saying? So, You know, and it was the same thing. Went to the hospital, and they asked for the parents. I get there, get in there, and you know what I mean, get to find out, you know, where he got shot at and stuff like that, and how he wasn't gonna make it. It was crazy.
Dang.
It was crazy, bro.
Dang.
Definitely was crazy. It was definitely a crazy time.
And for the viewers, you know, when Mook passed away, where was you at?
It was at my son's birthday party, Mujahid, and this crazy thing about it is, he had just came in, ate and all that, and I was just talking to him.
Yeah, got something to eat.
Right. And I was talking to him. He stood outside for it was now only 5 minutes. And then it just heard all these gunshots. I'm like, damn, what's going on? I go outside, he landing. Talking to him, woo, this, that, and the third, and it just was mayhem. It was crazy, chaotic, a lot of stuff going on at the time. You know, his friends was, you know, pulling up. It was a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I was just trying to, you know, not only talk to him, but, you know, I was like supplicating to my Lord,
Right.
making all types of, you know what I mean, du'as to my Lord and stuff like that. And while I was still talking to him, you know what I'm saying? But I could feel it, like, you know, because I'm holding his hand, I could feel, like, you know what I'm saying, like his hand was getting stiff. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, son,
Dang.
I'm like, fight, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Hey.
and then ambulance pulled up, man. They took him, and then I followed the ambulance, bro. And then it was this mayhem outside the hospital. Then here I am again. Not only am I praying in my head that he make it, I got my daughters out there. There's a lot of emotions going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, and then all that, you know, trying to like keep everything together for everybody else. It's like at times we forget about ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it put me like in a dark place, but like still gotta show up. I still gotta show up because, like, you know, right after that I talked to you, you came see me. Obviously you got straight to me. Not only you, my other little brother, my nephews, and this ain't about being strong or weak.
Right.
It's about being focused on what I'm saying to y'all, you know what I'm saying, what I'm saying to my family, and how we gonna move forward. It was definitely it was a test of time, bro. It still is to this day though.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. That was a lot. Yeah, that was a lot, man. Yeah. Back to back to back.
Yeah,
you know
for
what
sure.
I mean? It's like, dang. You know. And then it's like, when you're dealing with these young people, like, man, you know how to move. Like man, you know, like if we say no, we gonna do it like this, we're gonna stop today. Ain't nothing moving, we ain't going outside. It ain't like a motherfucker ain't gonna look like, man, you gonna know we ain't looking at it like, oh no, we ain't no chumps. We gonna, cause we understand.
Right.
We understand our strengths and we understand our weaknesses and we understand how to move.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Nowadays, a lot of these young people, they just gotta be seen. They gotta show the people that they like, I ain't no chump. And they, you know what I mean? They gotta be on the forefront.
Ain't no doubt.
And, you know, that's where they the ego getting away and their cockiness and their arrogance getting away of their decision making.
Right.
And listening to the people that came before them.
Right.
I think for us, for our generation, although we got knocked upside our head, we had moments where we would stop and think about what the old head was saying to us.
Ain't no doubt.
A lot of now what you see is they dismiss everything that an old head say because they feel like, oh, head don't know what the fuck he talking about. At least in our generation, it was like, old head got a point, but I'm doing me. But we still understood that old head made sense. Nowadays, it's like they thinking we don't know what we talking about, and it can't happen to them.
Facts. Here's how I see it, and you know, everybody got their views of what's going on. For the younger generation, is the level of disrespect, and it could come in the form of something on a social media post. Like it's a level of their tolerance for respect and disrespect is super low.
Right.
And that's what they care about. And I mean, and for us, you know, certain things, principles was disrespectful and it got dealt with like how men deal with it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like very seldom did we had to really, you know what I mean, take it tight to the ultimate level. You know what I'm saying? And the all out goal was some money.
Right.
Let's get some
That's
money.
always been the goal.
All our goal was let's get some motherfucking paper.
In our generation, everybody wanted some money.
Every now and then, you run into a crowd
right.
that want to try to make a fast move. You know what I'm saying? And don't have no honor or dignity on how they moving and try to get over.
Right.
And you might got, you know what I mean, put your foot down, punch all on him, or whatever the case may be. But the goal was to get some money. Not to be running around, chasing niggas around about, you know what I mean, the principle, because, you know, honorable people dealt with honorable people. Nowadays, the honor ain't there. They don't care. They disrespectful. Their bragging rights is out of control. You know what I'm saying? And as they feeding off each other energy. Even the little young girls, the chicks, they keeping it in the play. Who killing who doing this. And it's an epidemic, bro. It's out of control. And it's like, all right, how you can't say y'all want some money. Y'all can't say this shit about no money. None of y'all ain't getting no money. You know what I mean? Y'all, you know, and nowadays you can disguise it real good because they got social media.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody acting like they cool when they ain't cool. You can't go certain places. I can go anywhere in the city.
Right.
Because that little mustard seed of pride is on the strength of my name.
Right.
And how I deal with folks in the different parts of the city. It has to be dealt with on honor. And they don't got no honor amongst each other. They disrespectful, and their level of disrespect, for me and you would probably be like, dang, you could have punched him in his mouth about that.
Right, you could have beat on him.
That ain't nothing.
Right.
Like, what? Y'all doing that over that? And it's like, no, y'all tripping. Then they get inside. If they do something crazy like commit a murder, they get inside and they be different.
For sure.
They be different. Young boys be in there doing all that whining and all that shit.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody yesterday and I was like, Dad, we was talking about, they both was talking about the influence and the impact I had on them in the penitentiary when we was in the penitentiary.
Right.
And they was saying how when they first came through, you know, my approach to them. And I asked them, and you know, one of the questions I asked them was, do you see was I different then from now? Meaning, like, was I faking it? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Am I still who I am? Like, I'm talking about in general, like being a man.
No, right.
And like, you know, they like, no, you same jokers, stand on the same thing. You know what I mean? And I said, because for me, that's important. That's important. Whether I'm by myself or whether I'm with 100 people, I still want to be me. You know what I mean? I don't want to lose myself in the crowd. You know what I mean? Trying to act, you know, because this boy tough, now I got to be tough. Or if this boy, you know what I mean, acting a certain way, now I got to act the way he act because I got to. And then when I'm by myself, I'm acting like a sucker. No, I can't. You know what I mean? No, I'm going to be exactly who I am at all times.
I'm going to say right now for the viewers, man, that tough shit played out.
That tough shit played out.
Ain't nobody tough.
Yeah, that tough shit played out.
Shit
that
played
shit'll
out,
get you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, it'll either
What's your principle on that shit?
Right.
Like you just tough Tony for nothing?
For nothing, right.
You gonna die for nothing.
Right.
Quick.
Right. Like your life not gonna have no meaning.
And it's like a lot of this stuff played out like, you know, how the eras of, you know, doing stuff to people, taking stuff from people, all that shit is played out.
Right.
Right now it's like, okay, earn you some money. And earning money is through connections.
Right.
If your name ain't
Resources.
good, if you in a mush, how you gonna connect with somebody? Because sometimes you do need connections to get up off the ground. I'm not saying you gonna figure it out on your own, but how can you figure it out and get latched onto brotherhood.
For sure.
If you ain't moving, you moving funny still.
Turkey time.
You looking to be, you looking to, deceive the people, show up one way, and then you got a hidden agenda. Like you don't want to work for it. You want the easy way. No, some folks days be numbered, bro.
For sure. Even with the easy way out, even with taking the easy way, right? I realize you still, at some point, you still going to have to be consistent somewhere. You still gonna have to put some work in somewhere, because you take the easy way. You think you're gonna keep doing that, and you still gonna keep winning at that. That's really that's a
hell of a gamble.
That's a gamble, and it's a fake sense of reality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? At some point, your turn will come. You know what I mean? And you will be questioned, and you will have to figure out how you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, at some point, you're gonna have to put some work in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And, if you out there busting a move, and it's like, okay, you got away with it, and you got some money, you gotta think think investments, because that money gonna be gone. It might be going up on habits.
For sure.
We got bad habits.
Especially at that mall.
We all like to look good.
Yeah, you run to that mall, boy.
We all like to have fun with the women. You know what I mean? I'm talking about those people that's really living that life.
Right.
And you look up, you win in 1 minute, down the next minute, the up and down seesaw called life. You gotta look for structure in order to maintain and live another day. Because we already hearing it. Like, even if you out here, you got that run.
Right.
And you've been running. What's your end game?
Right. You gotta have some direction.
What's your end game? What's your vision? You think you're gonna be Tony Montana for 30 years? That ain't gonna happen.
I remember I first heard that saying, end game. Somebody asked me that. He was in the penitentiary, and he had asked me, he called me from jail, and he was like, what's your end game? And I was like, damn, that's something to think about. You know what I mean? I said, next time you call me, I'll let you know. I mean, I said, because I can feed you anything right now. But next time you call me, I'll let you know what direction I'm trying to go in. I know what I'm doing right now. And, my objective was to make money and buy cribs. Just every time I got some money, go buy a house. Yeah, go buy a house. You know what I mean?
That's a great.
Yeah, that was my goal. Yeah. When I first came home. Yeah. And hell of a goal, especially when the cribs was dirt cheap, no money.
Yeah. Not no more.
Yeah, not no more. They the number.
Shells cost money.
Yeah, shells about, you buy a shell right now. A shell is a butt naked joint from no window, a bandit joint. You still gonna pay like 50, 60,000.
Yeah, like 50.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas,
but
you know
it's
what I mean?
still but the market is still worth it, because
cheapest crib I ever bought. Well, I'm not gonna tell that story because I had to put some flavor into it. But the cheapest crib, like just purchased straight up and down,
right,
I ever bought was like $2,500.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that was at the sheriff's sale. With them days are long gone.
Yeah, for
days
sure.
are long gone.
Ain't no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me boomerang it back though. I remember me when I wasn't even thinking like an end game. I was just thinking in the game.
In the game. Right.
I was in the game.
Right.
Thinking that this shit gonna last forever. Having fun, hitting the broads.
Right.
You know what I mean? On my own time, getting up when I want.
Right.
No structure for real. You know what I mean?
Right.
Call myself making my little money. You know what I mean? Little cars. I ain't own shit. You know what I mean? I ain't had shit. But I just thought I was it. I was in the game without a plan. And it was all resulted from my mindset. It was all it was. It was what was I thinking? What was my mindset? My mindset wasn't locked on what the next 5 years is going to look like for me. It was day to day. Like, I'm going to get up, do the same thing.
Same bullshit.
Wait on the same players to call me. You know what I'm saying? Do my little flip. You know what I mean? And that was just it for me. Like, I was thinking that was just going to be it.
Now, though, when like me listening to you talk and then me knowing, where you at in your life right now. And Definitely. And then knowing where you're coming from, you know what I mean? It's definitely a total different person, right? And now it's like when you talk about end game, and when we talk about end game, and we thinking like, damn, when you be around certain people that don't have an end game or not moving in that direction, it's like you could feel it. Like you could be like, damn, this motherfucker don't got a clue.
No, they just stuck in time.
They so far stuck in time. Even when you're dealing with a woman, like even like your energy right now, I can look and say, damn, your energy is matching your lady energy.
Ain't no doubt.
Y'all got the same energy.
Fact.
I can look at my wife and say, damn, our energy is matching.
Facts.
But just imagine being in a space where you got a woman and y'all have the same energy. I'm buying all the cribs, they spending all the money.
Yeah.
That ain't the same energy. Like we don't have the, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm coming up with all the ideals, they still spending all the money.
Yeah.
Or complaining about something.
Right.
That's like, you know what I mean? Being around that energy is like,
yeah. That's a whole different monster.
That's a whole different monster. But just it's a lot of people I know that's in that space. You know what I'm saying? Because I was once in that space. Whereas though I always had goals. Whether I reached them or whether I didn't, I still had them. I still had a vision.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And I felt like I told my wife one time, I said, once I stop dreaming, you can close my casket.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I got it. I got it. Like and I could talk about some shit a million times. You'd be like, damn, babe, you told me that story already, or you told me what you did. That's my energy. That's what's keeping me going.
Keeping you afloat, right?
Right. Believing that's, you know what I mean? I'm going to accomplish that is possible. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's just being dead. You ain't got no goals. You know what I'm saying? Are you in your mind like you thinking that it can't happen for you? Are you thinking it's not gonna happen for you? And a lot of times it's according to the work you put in. Because if you're not putting in no work, then of course it's not gonna happen for you. If you're waiting for, your cousin to put you on, and you're watching your cousin go to school, make all the sacrifices, and then you trying to leech off that, you know what I mean? What do your future really look like?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's a bad John. So I tried to, like I told my wife the other day, I said, damn, cause she finishing her last project for a degree. And I was like, damn, you remember just, the other day you just started your first class.
Right.
Your first, semester. And I was like, damn, you couldn't even see the end. And when you first got with me, I told her, like, you're really the definition of borrow my eyes.
Right.
Because it was get up, go to work, come home, cook. Get up, go to work, come home, cook. Get up, go to work, come home, cook. But now it's like, man, when you got with me, it was like, fuck that job. No, we gonna go create our own jobs. We gonna go do this. We gonna do that.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And at first you ain't, but when you start making a couple dollars and you start surpassing what the job was giving you, and you still had time and free will, you understood that you was on to something now, and you started to believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Whereas a lot of times now it's like, well, you see the change now. Like people are starting to believe in themselves a little more now. But back when it was like people like really was stuck.
Right.
Like they couldn't. And nowadays you gotta have like something going on into outside. Even if it's a job, you better have 3 of them. But you gotta have an end game.
No, but
you gotta have something going on.
Here's the chain of events. And I truly believe this is how it go. So when you're a kid, they teach you go to school, get an education. It's in place. That's the successful route. But we had somebody in the beginning of time who threw a monkey wrench in a game that dismantled different nationalities from being on the same playing field. We got drugs, alcohol, so on and so forth. Inside of that journey, for those of us that pick those routes, it's like you've been bamboozled, took the wrong route.
Right.
Then it's like, okay, you got some of us who didn't take that route, but took a route of going to school, getting a job. Now you caught up in that chain of command of going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home, and not having a vision for yourself to believe that you can do the same thing that you're doing. For most people, they're doing something that they can recreate and do it on their own. Like I had this conversation with my daughter about opening up her own accounting firm. She's a hell of an accountant for one of the highest paid accounting firms in the tri-state area. How long are you gonna do that for them? Create your own vision, create your own book, get your own clients, do it for yourself. Then you got those people who didn't choose that route at all, who wind up getting in the game, that change their philosophy and their mindset. They become some of the best entrepreneurs. Why? Because we're already faced with adversity to believing that we can't go get a 9-to-5.
Sure.
Like, I can't get a job, my jacket tore, but I want to do right. I already believe in me. Damn, let me put this and that, the third together, and let me come up with this and see how this outcome come. And lo and behold, we get some strong women that got the clear, clean cut, you know what I mean? They background ain't as tarnished as ours.
Right.
That give us a little bit more legs and stability to get through certain doors. And some of us still break through those doors no matter what, because the hustler spirit, period.
Right.
How many of us really out there right now listening to the podcast like, damn, I'm really stuck in this chain of command. Like, I don't really have a vision to create a business of my own.
Right.
Let alone believe it. Believe that I can do it. And inside of those ingredients, oh yeah, hell yeah, you gotta get better every day. Hell yeah, you gotta work on customer service. Hell yeah, your customers always right. They matter more than just the actual money we're gonna make, because if we treat people right, shit, the money gonna hunt us down.
For sure.
But that's all mindset. Like, some of us just be around the wrong shit. You know what I'm saying? They care about the wrong shit.
Definitely. Definitely.
We love to party.
Yeah. You know, our people, you know, it's always, everything's a party. Everything's a
we love to
celebration.
party.
Definitely a party. Definitely a celebration. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I'll be like, damn, motherfuckers will be celebrating despair.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, what the fuck? You celebrating today? You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Going back home to bills being late,
right?
being in debt.
Right.
You know what I mean? We the hell of a people that can cope. We got all the coping mechanisms.
Right.
To just keep living life every day like ordinary life, you know, like ordinary lifers, but our whole life be dismantled.
For sure.
But that mask we got,
celebrating dysfunction.
that mask we got, you know what I'm saying, is a hell of a mask.
And then when somebody on the other hand point it out or talk about it or use you as an example, you got an attitude about it. You know what I mean? Like, I show my people like, no, this is what not to be like.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, no, even down to like we was talking about the Air Force, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking about Marine Corps the other day to somebody. And I'm like, and people always getting the typical response from their people. Oh man, I ain't gonna fight no war. And to each his own. That's it. You know what I mean? Whatever you think, you know what I mean? However you feel about it, you feel about it. But what I be saying is, like, the mindset you have towards that, and then the mindset you have towards waking up every day, causing mayhem in your community. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like, you okay with your people running around, you know, the community terrorizing, you know what I mean, the neighbors, you know what I mean, the corner boy, whatever. But you're okay with that. But if somebody say, damn, you know what, I wanna go to the Air Force because I want to get a free education. I want to fly planes. I want to have I want that retirement package. I want all these different things that's gonna come out of going to the Army or the Air Force or the Marine Corps, whatever. The first thing a motherfucker gonna say is, man, what if you get killed? Huh? Like, that's the first thing a motherfucker say. It's like, no, fuck, no. My first question is, well, what reason? Why do you want to go to these places? What is it that you're looking for? And then start that conversation off like that.
Right.
But it just be like, our mindset be so like fucked up, man. And we're so like we're fast to put our feelings and emotions on everybody else's life. You know what I mean? Like, I know somebody that always be like, man, if it was me, it's not you. Slow down sometime. It's not you.
If
and it probably would never.
Bad job.
Yeah. And how I would deal with it, like at the end of the day, it's not about how you would deal with it. It's about how where that person's at and how they're dealing with it. Because sometimes we always putting ourselves in like other people's shoes when that ain't it, man. You know what I mean? And it makes people sometimes uncomfortable with even coming to ask us for advice. You know what I'm saying? And when or they just want to listen in ear. You know what I'm saying? Because we always commenting from a space if it was me. You know what I mean? And then we always say what we would do and how I would do. And a lot of times that be just a bunch of bullshit anyway, because sometimes people be living in a space where they really don't even be understanding, like, well, your life really fucked up. But you always got the perfect answers for everybody else.
Right.
But your life is really the fuck chaotic. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, yo, how you just always got these perfect answers for how everybody else should be living. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just good to be listeners sometimes and not always having a, you know what I mean, if it was me answer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Ain't no doubt.
It's our community is like some of the most successful. If it was me, motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like,
successful if it was me.
Yeah, like the way, you know what I mean? The way we always got something to say about something, but when you look at the flip side of it, when we take a deeper look into our own personal life, like, we haven't solved a lot of problems that we got going on around us. You know what I'm saying? We're just living in that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And my thing be like, no, like I was just explaining to somebody, like, how one of my challenges was to, like, not be always on 10, you know what I mean, about certain shit.
Right.
And it's like, no, I had to bring that shit down. And then they identified, they said, damn, you know what, you did bring that shit down a lot. Like, you be, like, because at the end, like, we're always being on 10 is gonna put you in a fucked up space. You know what I mean? It's gonna cause conflict in your relationships with people. People not gonna want to be around you. People not gonna want to do business with you. It's just so much conflict, and you know you're gonna always meet your match. So it's all, you know, eventually, right? So, you know, it's like sometimes you gotta pump your brakes and just, you know what I mean, just look at life from a different perspective. You know what I mean, and be a little more patient. And that's what I be trying to do now. Just be a little more patient with different circumstances. You know what I'm saying? And I notice I get better results that way. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to and we just, you know what I mean, kicking it right now. But I was talking to I was saying how I wanted to have another baby, right? And you don't have this issue, but I was saying
have this issue.
I was saying how I wanted to have another baby. So my wife was like, Dad, we already got 4 children, blah, blah, blah. You want another child? I said, nah, we really only got 1 child. And she was like, what you mean we got 4? I said, me and you have 1 child that we're actually, that we had together.
Right.
Now we're raising 4 children together, but we
Right.
only had one child that we had together. And I said, all the other children have other influences. Like my son, he can go, if he get bored, he can go to his mom's house. My other son, he can go to his mom's house, you know what I mean, every other week. Our other son, he can go to his dad's crib. But when it's time for my daughter to look up and go somewhere, she can't go nowhere because it's just
In-house.
It's in-house. We're
in-house.
all she have.
Right.
And I said, in that, like, if we're raising them or if we're giving them some type of like discipline or some type of like culture and structure, this is all they know. This is all she know. But when them other kids, they can go somewhere else and get something different.
Yeah.
Like a joker might feel like I got one kid where his other parent thinks he might be he work out too hard. But us, we thinking he don't work out hard enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that other parent always trying to like parent from, a lot of times they try to parent from their guilt. You know what I mean? What they're going through in that moment. You know what I mean? And sometimes they try to parent from how they feel about the other parent, how they feel about us.
Right.
And with my daughter, we don't have that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I wanna, when I say I wanna have another child, I wanna have another child for that reasoning, meaning I can raise them from start to finish with no interruptions. You know what I mean? And I just look at how my 15-year-old, me and his mom, she understands the importance of having a father, and she really doesn't cause me no grief and no heartache, right? In terms of raising my son.
Right.
However, she still at times, what she say or what she don't say can influence my child.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And she may not, I may be stern about a thing and she's not backing my play, not because she feels because she just don't really care that much it's not a big deal to her.
Right.
Where it may be a big deal to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And when you in one house and you got both parents on the same page,
Yeah, that's me.
you can see the difference in how the kids are being raised. But when a kid could come and go, one minute they with dad and the stepmom, all right, cool, you know what I mean? Miss such and such, she thorough, she treat me real good. And that's it. But when they go to their mom, like they ain't gotta make their bed, they don't gotta take the trash out,
Right.
they ain't, you know what I mean? They don't gotta speak to the guests in the house.
Right.
They could be disrespectful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, but when you with Pop, it's like, man, Pop be on that shit. You know what I mean? He like a drill sergeant. You know what I mean? No, I'm just really trying to get you ready for the next level.
Yeah,
when
levels.
I kick you out the door,
Yeah, right.
you got to know how to motherfucking act in accordance to, when you meet this world, because this world don't give a fuck about you. Everybody's not going to treat you like mom treats you. They're not going to coddle you. You know what I mean? They not going, you know what I mean? Make sure you get enough sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make sure you drink enough water.
Yeah.
Don't nobody give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? When you get out here to that next level. So it's like, that's where I want to parent from. I want to parent from that space.
Right.
So, but to have a bunch of kids just like, you know what I'm saying? That shit be like hard trying to parent from that
Yeah,
space.
just co-parenting be different, man.
Yeah, it'd be different,
It's super
bro.
hard that way, man.
And whereas like for me, like I'm cool with when you ready to go to graduation, we can name brand you all the way from top to bottom. But when you just running, you ready to go jogging, you ain't gotta have on Lululemon.
Hell no.
You could go ahead and wear some Walmart shorts.
Yeah, hell
you know what I
no.
mean? To run down the street. Like it's like a different style of parenting, and a lot of times I think a lot of parents, they parent from like I was saying before, like guilt, their disrespect for the other parent.
Right.
They parent from so many different views
Right.
and perspectives that it really interferes with what you're trying to do with the child and the core values that you're trying to teach the kid and
Right.
principles. You know what I mean? Because you really want the kid to have some values and principles. And if every time you turn around, you coddling a child and you letting them get away with something, you know what I mean? That's really gonna go against, you know what I mean, the upbringing of this young man or young woman. You know what I'm saying? And like we talked about on so many different occasions with the podcast, even down to like one of the things I identify with is like when you running them in and out, that shit might be cool. When you're a young boy, you running in and out of cribs,
Right.
and you knocking everything down. You got
Right.
a bunch of women
Right.
and all that shit. But when you raising kids, they don't need to
different
see.
ball game.
Right, it's a different ball game. They don't need to see that. They don't need to be up under that. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives them a different impression, and we don't need them to be thinking that sex is important.
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Because now they, you know what I mean? They trying to get in touch with their sexuality, and then now all the stuff that they pushing now, you know, they start thinking sex is important. They might end up on the wrong side of the street with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that shit is a little, it's you know, it's so many different ways with dealing with being a parent, man. You know what I mean? My thing was like, damn, I want another kid so I can, from the ground up. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
What gender?
It don't matter. Don't matter.
Boy,
I secured my girl already, so I'm cool. You know what I mean?
Lord, man.
It don't even miss that. Whatever, you know what I mean? I'm just speaking from a health perspective now. As long as the baby healthy, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
What's up.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with it, man. I want a tribe, but you know, it's I better hurry up now. You know what I'm saying? I better hurry up now. And not for me, for the mom.
Get that understanding and get to work tonight.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah.
Get right to work. ASAP.
Yeah, the work is being
talking
worked.
about?
The
Married?
work, right? The work is being worked.
All right, that's what's up. Let's get it. I'm looking forward to it.
You know what I'm saying?
Bringing another niece or a nephew into the world.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I mean?
Chemo, what we doing? Shout out to my man Chemo too, Signature Films, man. He been holding us down.
Holding us
You know
down.
what I mean? You know, he got all types of thingamajigs and all these new devices now. Though.
Yeah, he want to keep playing. You know what I mean? Experimenting and
Yeah,
playing and all that. You know what I'm saying?
But shout out to Signature Films, man.
Signature
Chemo.
Films,
He
man.
hot, man. He behind the production.
Yeah.
And,
Crazy studio,
yeah,
too.
That's my guy.
No, this studio crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice.
Definitely cozy.
Yeah, nice and cozy.
Set
you
the
know what I'm saying?
platform stage for us.
Yeah. Energy on the beam.
Welcome to another table of consequence. Let's get it.